Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is SBU Live. Thank you guys so much for contributing and offering your opinion so much on the last video we had. That was some very good conversation. These are very hot topics, and we definitely appreciate you all and all the advice that you can give, all the information that you can give. All of it is definitely welcome because guess what? We are new to South Africa and we don't know everything. So we're open to whatever it is that you guys can offer as help. So thank you so much for that. And for all my new subscribers, thank you so much for that also. I appreciate it. We're going to keep this thing going. And tonight, we are talking about some interesting things, some very interesting topics. So the title of tonight's show, Black Americans May Be Deported, but they're complaining about the continent of Africa. Let's just get started. I got to get into this. Okay. There's some things that are happening. Okay, one thing is I saw a video on social media. I actually talked about this with some friends about 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was just fake because it didn't make any sense at all. But I'm realizing now that it is true. So I was watching a young lady by the name of Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is a United States representative. She is a Democrat. Miss Jasmine put out a video that states that the Republican Party or the House of Representatives, everybody, they have given the power over to Donald Trump to deport any U.S. citizen whenever he wants to. So did y'all hear that? He's been given the power to deport U.S. citizens. Do y'all know what that means? I mean, do we have any idea what that means? And at first my thoughts was like, well, why would he deport? What would be a reason why he would deport a U.S. citizen? Guess what, y'all? He doesn't need a reason. None at all. If he says it's time for you to go, you got to go.
This was your amendment.
It was my amendment.
It was. So this is the author of the amendment, and we all thought it was common sense, but as we are learning, common sense ain't so common.
Yeah. No, look, here's the thing. This amendment was not introduced because it's theoretical. Right. It is actually happening that U.S. citizens are being deported, not just one, not just two, multiple U.S. citizens are being detained and deported by ICE. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I introduced into the record the document, the policy document, the law that ICE cannot detain and deport U.S. citizens. Yeah. That's actually the law. Yeah. So it's illegal what they're doing. Yeah. And Ted Lieu, our colleague, said, it's batshit crazy that you got to introduce this amendment. He said that on the record. And I said, you know what? It is batshit crazy. But the reason I have to do this
is because they don't follow the law.
Because they're not following the law. And then I asked the Republicans on the other side, you were elected by U.S. citizens, by constituents.
Right.
So I need my American family, my U.S. family to think about this. Your eyes needs to be wide open. I'm not telling you to run. You can stay and fight or do whatever it is you want to do, but you need to pay attention. He has the power to deport you, a U.S. citizen, someone that is born in the U.S., lived in the U.S. for many years, whatever the situation is. And he doesn't need a reason to do so. He has the power to do so. So guess what? All your civil rights are out the window. You may have to go. Which I just want you to pay attention to what's going on because some things are changing. And if y'all have not seen all the things that are happening, the tariffs, the food supply, the shelves are being empty. They're empty. Did y'all not see the line at Costco's out the door? I still haven't figured out what everybody's at Costco's for. I guess you're buying paper towel and toilet paper like you did before when it was COVID. I don't really know. But guess what? Pay attention. Go read about or hear about this new, I don't know what you call it, new executive order or order they have put or powers they have given Trump to actually deport you all. Now, we have already moved over here. We've been here now about 9 months. And then y'all remember, we did not come because of Trump. He didn't matter. It didn't matter what Trump was doing, but we need to pay attention to what he is doing. But that also brings me to something else that I've been seeing in a lot of the propaganda that we've talked about on the last video. The last video with Dr. Assad. Shout out to Dr. Assad. Thank him so much for coming with all the information about what is going on with the Mardi Gras parade and also with the Zulu, Listen, that conversation is not over. We may have some more information pertaining to that. So just stand by for that. But tonight, we're speaking about what is actually the propaganda, this social media beef or riff or social media against United States against the continent of Africa. And it's just not South Africa. It's all of Africa. When I think about this, I often wonder, what is the problem? Why is Africa such an issue? Why are we such a problem? Why are we such a secret? Some parts are very much a secret. So I also came across a video where a young lady, she spoke. Let's just listen. The young lady, I think, is in Ghana. I'm not for sure about this, absolutely, but I think she's in Ghana right now in a place called Accra. I could be wrong. If you all know, please add the information into the chat. But she's complaining about her leaving America. And I'm assuming she left America for a better life. So she came over to Africa, the continent. And let me remind you all, Africa is a continent that has about 54 countries within it. And something we don't say much. Let me just go back. The United States is a country. It has about 50 states within it. It has 50 states within it. So I think that's something that we need to understand, because when we address these places, we just group it all together. United States, all of y'all crazy. South Africa, all y'all got Africa, the continent, everybody got problems. That's how we do that. And that's really not the case. Here in Africa, we have 54 countries, and they all basically are different. They are. So this young lady apparently moved to Ghana, and she's very unhappy about her decision to move to Ghana, and she complained completely about everything that's going on in Ghana. Now, listen, me and Mr. Boss moved to South Africa, like I said, about 9 months ago, and you know what? All types of research was being done. And how about this, a visit? How about a visit? Why would you not visit a place that you're going to move your whole life over to and decide this is where you should be? I have no idea who told her to go to Ghana and live here, and you're going to be able to open up your business, and you're going to do this and do that. I have no idea who told her that was going to be done, and her not take a visit over to see for herself. And y'all already know, typically when you come from the United States, you're not coming to Africa and staying a week. You got to stay at least 10 days, a little longer to see exactly what's going on. Now, some people might come and stay a week, but if you're planning on moving, it is worth the time. It's worth the time. You need to invest it. It's worth it. You can't just come over, this, and, I'm done. She complained about not having snacks.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals. It's scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards. Colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you. All the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below, because for me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office, and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Steady electricity. And the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity. So if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing, and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love the people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheeps and old malnourished cows.
I've never been to Ghana. I have never been to Accra. So I don't know what actually goes on there. But I'm telling you, I'm in South Africa. This is a very soft landing for people who need to leave the United States or just want to leave the United States. They're English speaking. We have lights, we have water, we have everything we need. She complained about everything. And I'm just saying to you guys, I think that she's a part of the propaganda. I'm not saying the things that she said were not valid or real. That's her situation, but it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I've heard so many people of different races that have basically played her video and critiqued her video, and they are just laughing at us. They're laughing at the fact that we talk about, some of us talk about the United States and how bad it is, how much the racism is, and do all these things. And then we come over to Africa where we, quote, supposed to be. And then, it doesn't work out here. And we complain about it on social media. So they're laughing at us. And I just feel like this isn't real. It doesn't make sense to me. We're talking about 30-something-year-old woman who's totally moved her life, and she didn't know they didn't have snacks. She didn't know that, she talked about so many things. She didn't know that there were Geicos. Guess what, y'all? There's Geicos in the United States. She talked about the BS about scamming. She talked about the BS on fraud. Guess what? I got scammed and fraud in the United States. All these things are things that are happening, and they happen. I admit that it seems and appears that maybe it's a little different here. It might be a little close to you. I don't know what that is. But these things happen in the United States. They got my credit card number. I don't know how many times, y'all, and I don't even know how. But this appears to me, the more I listen to it, the more I look at it, the more I look at her complaint about her opening up her dentist practice in somewhere, Africa. I'm thinking to myself, this is not a professional woman. I don't know how that would be. I'm not trying to judge the woman, not trying to be disrespectful of her, but it just doesn't have the appearance of being real. It does seem like something that somebody might have paid for. You go online, and these are the things you need to say. And make us look like fools. That's what it looks like. It's like black people don't have any idea what they're doing, because why would you move all the way across the country, not knowing what type of food, not knowing what type of housing, not knowing that they have Geicos? Come on, this is like, we're in Africa.
They liars, bro.
But still, this is what happened. And I just think this is fake. And I think all of this, like Dr. Assad said on the last video, this is all a propaganda. Because guess what? Nobody ever speaks, or not many ever speak of South Africa. Matter of fact, I had some friends come to town. These are our first visitors. And one of my questions to them was, hey, who was on the plane with you guys? Did you see many African Americans? Were there many blacks? No. So all the other races are coming over to South Africa and enjoying their stay. We went to the airport today, Timbo International Airport. We were sitting there. We were sitting in the parking lot waiting. And y'all, for a moment there, I forgot I was in Africa. Not many of us. Getting off the plane, it's interesting. But I just want to let you guys know that South Africa is definitely a great place you can come and make your home. But do your research. I do understand that a lot of people have chosen to go to Ghana for whatever reason. It may have been the land that was being given away. I don't know, but you have to do your research, because there are a lot of parts of Africa, the continent, that are definitely still rural, and they don't have a 7-Eleven on the corner for snacks. And, you might see some Geicos, because, that's what they're there for. But you also see those in the United States. So I'm not really sure, but to see videos like that is very, it's discouraging. And I think they're put out to discourage individuals not to come to Africa, the continent. But guess what, guys? You may not have a choice, because remember, I started tonight's show by saying Trump has been given the power to deport all U.S. citizens, or any U.S. citizen that he would like to deport. So where y'all gonna go? So that's also what I would like to say to my South African family. Thank y'all so much for welcoming us here. And I think you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of us in the future. And y'all, listen, don't pay attention to these videos. Do your research on your own. And to the young lady who made the video, who is very discouraged and just ready to go back to America, do whatever it is you got to do to make you happy, because we need to stop making videos like this. I'm not, if it's true and this is her story, okay. But she put herself in that situation and she has to be accountable for it, because I don't think I would have anybody sell me something and I just go out there and say, this is what I'm going to do without checking it out. And I'm telling everyone that when you come to Africa, the continent, whether it's South Africa or Ghana or what have you, make sure you are following the appropriate steps. You make sure you have your passport. Make sure you have your visa. Make sure you have money. Does that make sense? Make sure you have some money so you can contribute to the country. One thing you don't want to do is get over here in Africa and need them to help you out. And I don't know this young lady's situation, but it didn't seem correct to me. It almost seemed like it was part of propaganda. Yeah, definitely. The more I look at it, you all may think of it differently. So my message is for you all is just pay attention. Just pay attention to what's going on. Things are changing. You might need to put Africa, the continent, on your bucket list, but put South Africa at the very top, because I'm telling you, things are good here.